If you're over the age of 70, welcome. This message was written just for you. You've lived through 7 decades of life. You've seen the world change before your very eyes. From radios to smartphones, handwritten letters to video calls. From walking miles for water to watching the world in the palm of your hand. You've seen joy and grief, birth and death, hope and heartbreak, and even now, after everything, you're still here. Breathing, remembering, living. This video is not about giving advice. It's not here to tell you what to do, what to think, or how to feel. It's here to sit with you, like an old friend, to walk with you through the quiet rooms of your memory, to honor the pain you've endured and the love you've given. Because after 70, 80 years, it's no longer about chasing the world. It's about understanding it. It's about accepting that some things we'll never understand. And that's okay too. So if your knees ache a little more than they used to, if the silence in the house has grown louder, if birthdays feel more like reflections than celebrations, please know this. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not alone. And this, right here, this space, is for you. So, before we begin this journey together, if you find comfort in this message, even a little, we'd love for you to like the video. Not for numbers, not for trends, but to help it reach someone else who may need this just as much as you. And if you believe these words should continue to be shared, please subscribe to the channel. Not just to follow, but to remind yourself that every soul, especially one with years behind it, deserves to be heard. This isn't just another video. It's a letter to your soul, a gentle companion for the quiet hours, a hand on your shoulder that says, "You've done enough. You were always enough." So take a deep breath, find a quiet place, and let's begin this journey, not through the world outside, but through the world you carry within. Because when the years speak, we should all listen. Truth number 1. Loneliness here feels heavier than any silence at home. Come a little closer, would you? I want to tell you about something that people don't often talk about, at least not openly. It's not in the brochures they give you before you move in. It's not in the doctor's recommendations. And it's certainly not in the polite phone calls where everyone says, "You'll love it there. It'll be good for you." I want to talk to you about loneliness. Not the kind that's quiet and peaceful, but the kind that sits heavy on your chest, like a cold fog that never lifts. Before I came here, I lived alone. Yes, the house was big and the days were quiet. But I had my routine. I had my morning tea in the same old blue cup. What I really need, what I crave, is not a pill. It's a person. Someone to look at me and say, "I know this is hard. You're not alone." You know, sometimes I look out the window and watch the trees sway in the wind. And I think to myself, if I were home, I'd sit under that tree with a blanket and a book. And even if no one visited that day, I'd still feel like I belong somewhere. Here, I'm not sure what I belong to anymore. So if you're listening to this, if you have a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor in a nursing home, please, I beg you, visit. Not just for birthdays or holidays. Come when there's nothing special going on. Sit, talk, or just hold their hand. Ask them about their life. Let them speak. Let them cry. Let them remember. And if you're someone my age living in a place like this, I want you to know something. You are not forgotten. Even if it feels like the world has moved on, even if your phone is quiet and the days are long, you matter. Your memories matter. Your voice matters. So yes, I've known loneliness. But the loneliness I feel here, surrounded by people who don't really know me, living in a place that doesn't remember my name when I was young and full of dreams. That kind of loneliness? That's the hardest truth I live with every single day. Truth number 2. I lost more than my home. I lost my place in the world. Come, sit down with me for a while. I want to tell you something I haven't said out loud before, something that lives in my chest, like a quiet ache, always there, always waiting for someone to ask. You know, when I first moved into this nursing home, everyone told me the same thing. You'll be comfortable. You'll have people around. You won't be alone anymore. And I believed them, or at least I tried to, because they all meant well. My children, my doctor, the caregivers, they all said this was the safest choice for me. But what they didn't say is that when I closed the door to my home for the last time, I wasn't just walking away from a building. I was leaving behind a part of myself. You see, my house, it wasn't fancy. The kitchen tiles were chipped. The gate made a loud screech every time it opened. There were spider webs in the corners no matter how many times I cleaned them. But it was mine. And not just legally, it was mine in spirit. That house knew me. It held the sound of my footsteps. It knew where I liked to sit when I had my evening tea. It remembered the sound of my husband's laughter echoing from the living room. Part 3. Truth 3. My freedom didn't disappear. It was slowly taken, bit by by full. Come closer, child. I want to tell you something that most people don't notice, not right away. It's not sudden. It doesn't come crashing in through the doors. It doesn't shout. No, this loss is quiet, almost invisible. It's not like the day you lose your house, or say goodbye to your garden. It's not even the day you first enter a nursing home. It happens in small pieces. Little by little, day by day. Your freedom begins to vanish. Not all at once, that would be easier to recognize. No, it's slower than that, gentler, more subtle. But in some ways, it's the most painful loss of all. It starts with the little decisions. You want tea, but they bring you coffee. You ask for a warm blanket, and they say one's already enough. You feel tired and want to sleep in, but it's breakfast time, and they're waking everyone up. It's time for your meds, Mom. Time for group activity. Time to eat. Everything is on a schedule. Everything is someone else's decision. You stop choosing what you wear. You stop choosing when to eat. You stop choosing what to do with your time. And before long, you stop choosing at all. I remember one morning I told the nurse I didn't feel like coming to breakfast. I just wanted to rest a little longer. My legs ached. My dreams were still swirling in my head. But she said, "You'll feel better after eating. Come on now. We don't want to fall behind." Fall behind? Behind what? What am I racing against anymore? Still I got up. Not because I wanted to, but because I've learned it's easier not to resist. That was the moment I realized I wasn't living for myself anymore. I was living according to a chart. Now don't misunderstand me. I know the nurses and staff mean well. They are doing their jobs, they're kind, they care. But they are trained to manage, not to ask. They're trained to keep you safe, not to make you feel in control. And so, day by day, your life becomes less about living and more about being handled. You don't feel alive. You feel processed, like your name is on a list, like you are part of a machine that runs on routine, not on human connection. Do you know what hurts the most? It's not the rules. It's not even the daily medications or the repetitive meals. It's the fact that no one asks me, what do you... Truth number 4. I'm surrounded by people, but no one truly knows me. Let me tell you something that's been sitting heavy in my heart. You see, in this place, this nursing home, I'm rarely ever alone. There are people all around me, staff walking past, nurses with friendly smiles, other residents in wheelchairs lining the hallway. There's the sound of voices, the TV in the lounge, doors opening and closing. It's not silence I live with. No, it's something far more painful. It's the feeling of being surrounded by people and yet still unknown. People know my name. It's on my chart, taped neatly to the door. They know I take my medication at 8 a.m., that I prefer my eggs soft-boiled, and that I don't like raisins in my oatmeal. But they don't know me, not really. They don't know that I once wrote poems in secret and hid them under the mattress like precious jewels. They don't know that I once had a laugh so loud it filled a room, or that I haven't heard it in years. They don't know about the love I lost in a car accident, or the one I never had the courage to chase. They don't know the places I've been, the hands I've held, the prayers I've whispered in the quiet of night. To them, I am just another sweet old lady. Another polite nod, another scheduled visit, another body that needs a routine. And I don't blame them. The nurses are kind, truly, but they're always in a hurry. They mean well, but their care is in tasks, not in time. And in this world of ticking clocks and staff rotations, no one pauses long enough to ask, who are you, really? I'll tell you something that happened last week. A young girl, maybe a nursing student, came in to help me change. She smiled and said, "I like your sweater." And I smiled back, thanked her, and told her it was a gift from my husband, 50 years ago. Her smile froze, just for a second. She said, "That's sweet," and continued her work. But in that moment, I wanted so badly to keep talking. I wanted to tell her how he gave it to me on our anniversary, how we danced in the living room that night, barefoot, just the two of us, how he said I looked like summer had stayed just for him. But she didn't ask, and I didn't speak, because I've learned that in places like this, your stories often feel like burdens. So I keep them tucked away, my stories, my laughter, my heartbreaks, the silly things that once made me feel alive, the memories that still play like silent films behind my eyes. No one here knows that I once played piano, by ear no less. That I once... Truth Cape 5 blank. I regret what I didn't say. And now it's too late, the speed of option. Can I be honest with you? Of all the things I've lost with age, my strength, my home, even my freedom, nothing haunts me more than the words I never spoke. The things I held back, the apologies I never gave, the love I never said out loud, the forgiveness I waited too long to offer. Regret is a heavy thing. And in a place like this, it follows you everywhere. You sit with it in the quiet hours. It whispers to you when the room goes dark. And sometimes, it's louder than the TV. Louder than the nurse's footsteps, louder than even your own breath. When you're young, you always think there's more time. You say, "I'll tell her tomorrow. I'll visit him next weekend. There's always next year. But one day. Tomorrow doesn't come. Next weekend never happens. And the person you meant to call, they're gone. I remember the last time I saw my younger brother. We'd had a disagreement. Nothing major, something silly about family finances. We both said things we shouldn't have. He walked away angry, and I let him go. I told myself, he'll come around. We've been through worse. But he never did. 2 months later, I got the call. A heart attack. Gone. Just like that. And I never got to say, I'm sorry. I never got to say, you mattered more than money, more than pride. That silence lives with me. And it's one of the loneliest companions I've ever had. There was also my mother. She was a strong woman, hard-working. Sharp-tongued, yes, but full of love. I spent so many years trying to live up to her expectations that I never stopped to say thank you. Thank you for every meal, every sacrifice, every long night. Absolutely. Let's now complete the final truth with deep care and emotion, closing this heartfelt journey with dignity and reflection. Truth 6. Aging isn't just about the body, it's about the soul, feeling forgotten. Let me tell you something few people understand. Growing old isn't just about the wrinkles on your skin or the slowing of your steps. It's not just about hearing aids, walking frames, or pills in plastic boxes. Those are just the surface changes. But the hardest part of aging, the one no one warns you about, it happens inside. It's when your soul begins to feel invisible, unseen, unneeded, forgotten. But eventually they pulled out their phones, laughing at something on the screen, whispering, taking selfies. And I just sat there, hands folded, smiling like wallpaper. They didn't mean harm, but I felt like a photograph someone had forgotten to hang on the wall. There, but not alive. Kamana, that's the strange thing about getting old. You're still full of life on the inside. Your mind may be slower, sure, but your heart remembers. It remembers what it means to feel excitement, to long for touch, to crave laughter. You still feel the pull of dreams, even if your body can no longer chase them. But others look at you and see only the decline, the fading, the used to be. They forget there's still a fire flickering inside you. It may be quieter now, but it's there, Kamanat. Sometimes I sit by the window, watching the world pass by. Children running, cars honking, someone laughing on the sidewalk. And I think, do they know how fast this all goes? Do they know how quickly youth slips away? How suddenly you become the old one? At some point, you stop being the main character in life's story. You become the background, the quiet presence in a room of noise. And slowly, your soul begins to shrink under the weight of Kamanat. Absolutely. Let's now complete the final truth with deep care and emotion, closing this heartfelt journey with dignity and reflection. Kamanat, let me tell you something few people understand. Growing old isn't just about the wrinkles on your skin or the slowing of your steps. It's not just about hearing aids, walking frames, or pills in plastic boxes. Those are just the surface changes. But the hardest part of aging, the one no one warns you about. It happens inside. It's when your soul begins to feel invisible, unseen, unneeded, forgotten. Kamanat, you see, the body breaks in predictable ways. Your knees ache. Your back stiffens. You can't eat the way you used to. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepares you for the day when the world stops looking your way, when your opinion isn't asked, when conversations move past you like wind through empty trees, when you realize people are speaking around you, but not to you. Kamanat, I remember a moment, not long after I moved into this place. My granddaughter came to visit. She brought her fiancé. We sat in the common room, and they chatted politely for a while. But eventually, they pulled out their phones, laughing at something on the screen, whispering.